All right. Okay. We are good to go. All right. Happy Friday, guys. And thank you guys for joining me on another one of my amazing Fact Fridays. So I wanted to hop on here really, really quickly and talk to you guys about something that sort of pertains to skincare. So another super exciting topic. Thank you guys for following me on my Fact Friday as well as Facebook and Instagram. So I'm broadcasting live from all of these platforms at one time, thanks to my husband. He does such an amazing job with all of my graphics and enabling me to be able to come to you guys every Friday live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and I just love it. So huge shout out to him. So I'm gonna hop right into what I want to talk to you guys about today. I'm super excited. It's another amazing Friday. As you guys can see from using my lock oil, my hair is growing. I'm super excited about my lock journey. Can't wait to share with you guys what is coming up under Locksmith 2020. So make sure you guys follow me there so you can stay in the loop of what I'll be bringing to you guys next. Also, if you're interested in getting the locksmith oil, make sure you guys log on to thebodyemporium.org. It's available for retail in the self-care store. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about skincare, and not just any skincare. You see in the title, it is wax or no. So to wax or not to wax. So I am a definite waxer. So it's interesting because I will wax almost anything on my body except for my lip. So it's super funny when people see that and they're like, oh my God, you don't wax. And I'm like, that's the only place I don't wax. I actually prefer to wax everywhere, but I cannot wax my top lip. I don't know what it is. Oh, I do know what it is. It's too light. The skin is too light. And so I hate the appearance of what it looks like. And I know what everybody is going to say. Well, put makeup on it. I just think it looks too manufactured. And so my face doesn't look as natural with it gone. So I literally waxed it probably a good 20 years ago and have never done it since. I hated it. So now that we are on waxing, thank you guys on Instagram for hopping on and checking me out. Um, I wanted to talk to you guys about the proper techniques to waxing and some of the tools that you will need if you are waxing. So I'm definitely a certified esthetician as well as a licensed cosmetologist and instructor. I have been in the beauty industry for over 20 years. So I have had my share of experience with absolutely everything and all things health and beauty. So I absolutely love this industry. So I can't wait to just share this knowledge with you guys. And that's just in case you're waxing your own body. And you may be experiencing some issues when you do that. And so this will kind of help you guys out. First things first, I'm going to quickly go into a few items that you guys will need when you are waxing. I'll try to keep this really, really short. First thing you're going to need is definitely your wax. So you're going to want to use a hard or a soft wax, and really depending on what area of your body that you're waxing is sort of going to determine which one of those you use. So if you want more in-depth information, guys, on the type of wax, where on the body to use it, I offer a class on the online university, the perfect waxing, and also eyebrow arching. So there's video, there is an ebook online under waxing where you guys feel free to check that out, and it'll give you all the information that you need about waxing your skin or waxing a client's skin. So first thing you are going to need is your wax paper. So This is what we call paraffin paper that you wax your skin with. You're also going to want to get your wooden sticks, and they sell these in a ton of different sizes. So just depending on what area of the body you're waxing will depend on how large or small your stick is going to be. So these are what I use really for larger areas: underarms, the chin, and sometimes the leg. And I like to use smaller ones if I'm using if I'm doing it on the face. So okay, also a pair of tweezers, and I usually have my baby shears here that I like to use. So a couple things I don't have sitting right here that you're definitely going to want to use is you definitely want to have an antiseptic for the skin. You always want to cleanse the skin before you begin waxing the skin. Especially the area of the skin needs to be clean and it needs to be dry. Most people don't know, but when you are waxing, you're actually pulling off a small layer of skin, and so that makes your skin open to bacteria that could get in, and just any type of free radicals that could be in the air that you don't want to land on that open skin, which is why when you're done getting a wax, your skin typically feels a little chafed or chapped, or it feels like it tingles some. And that's because a layer of that skin is gone. So your epidermis layer is the outermost layer of your skin. So the cool thing about the epidermis layer is that it is 3 layers. Even though it's 1 layer, it's 3 layers in one that makes up that epidermis layer. And so that's what you'll be working with when you are waxing. You're going to want to make sure your skin is clean, but it's also dry and it's also oil free. So when I say oil free, you want it to be oil free, but you don't want your skin to be dehydrated. It is possible to pull your skin off waxing if your skin is severely dehydrated. So if that's the case, you're going to want to moisturize first and then maybe use a little talc powder on top of it just to keep that outer layer dry. So any type of perspiration. So if you're doing under the arm, if you're doing your bikini wax and you begin to perspire, you're going to want to coat that with powder, just to a thin layer, very thin layer of powder, just so your wax still has a good sticking power. So keep that in mind as well. Hard or soft wax. So depending on what area of the body that you're using, that you're waxing, is going to depend on what you use. For instance, if you're getting a bikini wax, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the hard wax. So hard wax is definitely the better wax to me. It's less irritating and a lot more sensitive on the skin. It's one of those waxes, most of them, if you buy a decent brand, it is the type of wax that only grabs onto the hair. And so it's a little less painful than the soft wax. The soft wax, you absolutely have to use your paraffin strip with the soft wax and then rip it off in the opposite direction. And when you do that, soft wax tends to grip onto the skin as well as the hair. And so that's why you feel soft wax a lot more than you do hard wax. So, for instance, if you use soft wax, you'll probably use that on your eyebrows. Either way, it can go either way for the upper lip. The chin, I'll usually use soft wax for that. Underarms, I like to use the hard wax. And for the leg, it sort of just varies based on my client. So, okay, let me just go into the proper technique. So when you are putting wax on, first of all, you're going to want to make sure when you use your wood stick that you don't have the wax on the entire stick. So you're only going to want to use about half of that stick filled with wax. And when you put it in your wax and you bring it up, you're going to want to clean one side on the side of the pot and then just have the wax on the top of the stick. You're going to want to make sure when you put that wax on that you're holding your stick at a 45-degree angle and you're laying that wax on with a little pressure, and it's going in the direction the hair grows. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but if you wax and you do not apply the wax in the direction the hair goes and take it off that way in different areas, that can cause the follicle to be inflamed, which is why you will then get pimples, pustules, and bumps on the area that you've waxed. And the whole reason people are waxing is to avoid that. We know the razor absolutely will give you bumps, but if you are using wax and you're still getting bumps, that could be one of the reasons that that is happening. So you're going to see a little irritation to the skin. That's just the skin's natural reaction. So again, you're going to want to lay it down, 45-degree angle, a little pressure, and apply the wax in the direction that the hair goes. So if you're using soft wax, you absolutely must apply it in the direction the hair grows only. Hard wax is a little different. You're able to make that figure 8 and get it on and then tear it off. Again, since hard wax only grips the hair, it's not as irritating to the skin, whereas soft wax you're going to want to apply in the direction of the hair, hold the area taut, and then remove in the opposite direction. And keep in mind, when you're removing your wax, you're not just taking it and ripping it up. You need to remove that parallel to the skin, and that is going to allow for an easier clean, and it'll feel a lot better and it'll sting a lot worse. So you guys want to keep that in mind. Now, this is if you're performing that waxing on yourself. There are going to be a few areas that are really going to be sensitive. Your underarm, a lot of times your legs can be really sensitive as well, just because they're not going to be waxed as often. So do not be alarmed if your hair begins to grow back less and less. That's totally normal. Over a period of time with you waxing, you are going to see that your hair is not going to grow back as thick as it once did. As long as you consistently wax, then you will see less and less hair growth in that area. So that is one of the perks of waxing as well. Another very important thing I want to tell you guys about. So what did we cover? Make sure that skin is clean before you wax. You don't want to pull that layer of skin off and hair and then leave it susceptible to what's on your skin. So make sure it is clean. You're also going to want to make sure the skin is moisturized but not wet and not oily as well. So if the skin is dehydrated and it's cracking, you will want to put moisture on the skin and then maybe a layer of powder over, just so the wax still has the sticking power. Your skin can be pulled off with wax if it is too dry when you begin to apply the wax. So keep that in mind as well. Now, when you are finished waxing, you're going to want to use the wax remover, which should be some oil-based formula. And just a tip, guys, you do not want to go cheap on your wax. If you are buying hard wax, you can buy some brands from the store. But to be totally honest, you're probably going to get online and want to use one of the larger companies and have the hard wax sent to you. The best hard wax that I've used typically comes in pellets and has to be melted down. So soft wax, it's kind of give or take. They do have some decent brands at the stores that you'll be able to find that will work just as well. But hard wax really is something different. And so the difference when you're applying, say you're applying hard wax to your skin, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to use the same stick. You're going to apply it, but you're going to make sure you go back and forth with that stick and then peel up the end really quick and then rip it off. So you will not use that paraffin strip if you're using hard wax. So that's how you're able to tell which wax that it is that you're using. And if you are noticing that your skin is irritated and you are getting bumps even after you are waxing, it could be one of two things. One, your skin was not clean when you began to wax and you have bacteria entering in those open pores. Two, you're pulling your strip or your wax off in a way or direction that is injuring the follicle, and then that is causing the bump. Or three, a very important step a lot of people miss is you absolutely need to exfoliate after you wax. So whenever you get a waxing done, if it's not done at the salon and you're doing this at home, make sure you use a light exfoliant or a light scrub over your body or the area that has been waxed. That is very important because that just removes the dead skin and keeps the area clean and smooth. And when that hair begins to grow back, there is no skin that has covered that follicle and making that a bump or a pimple and giving you the ingrown hairs, because that's exactly what happens when you do not exfoliate after you have been waxed in a certain area. And that can be anywhere on your body. Most of the time you're going to see it on your face, under your arm, in your bikini area where it's most sensitive, where you'll see those bumps form. So just keep that in mind. Another important tip is you're not going to want to wax the same area over and over and over. And I know a lot of waxes will say that they are super sensitive for the skin, and you can. And a couple times is not going to kill your skin. But that is why you always keep a pair of tweezers. So once you've waxed in that area, if there are small hairs that haven't came out, you're going to want to use your tweezers to get those extra hairs. And I have these shears here because a lot of people make the mistake of waxing the hair when it's too long. That makes it way too painful. So you're going to want to have less than ½ inch of hair to wax when you're waxing. Under your arms, your bikini area, that's where our hair can tend to grow the longest. So you're going to want to have these shears around just to make sure. If you need to cut the hair down, that will create less pain for you or your client that you are waxing. Make sure you cleanse the skin when you're done. Remove the wax, and you're going to want to put a cooling gel on the skin, just so it feels a lot better. So you're going to want to keep that in mind. Yeah, that is pretty much all that I have today. Like I said, I have a more in-depth course on waxing and the techniques of waxing, hard versus soft wax. So if you guys are interested in learning much more about waxing, definitely log on to thebodyemporium.org and check out that class. It is really in-depth. There's videos, again, ebooks. So it's a super in-depth class that you guys, I really think you'll enjoy. So thank you guys for joining me on my Fact Friday. I'm super excited that it's Friday. I hope everybody has an amazing weekend. And make sure you guys check out the self-care store and keep up with my blog. You can definitely send me emails. I'm at bodyemporium@yahoo.com. So stay in touch, guys, and I'll see you next Friday.